Anyway, I think it's all very clever to think up so many different names, all ending in L. Ethereal nodded. God's imagination is just as infinity as there are infinitely many stars in the sky. No angel is exactly like another, nor are humans either. You can make 1,000 identical machines, but they are so easy to make that even humans can do it. Finally, the angel Ethereal said something that Elizabeth hid in her heart. Every person on earth is a unique work of creation. Joachim smiled to himself. It had been so much fun to read about all the angels. Suddenly he heard Mama on the landing. He slid the paper under his pillow. Mama leaned over the bed and peeped into the calendar. An angel, she said, on a church tower. And then something stupid happened. Again, Joachim forgot that he wasn't supposed to talk about what he had read. Perhaps it was because he was trying to remember all those strange angel names. He said, "That's the cherub Imperial." Mama stared at him. Imperial? Joachim nodded. He thought it was a nice name for a mischievous angel. He's sitting on top of the St. Bartholomew's church. He's been sitting there for a quarter of an eternity, but now he's about to take off and fly in a spiral down to Elizabeth and the others. Mama didn't say anything to Joachim. Instead, she called Papa. When he came into the room, she asked Joachim to tell him what the church in the picture was called. Oh no! Only then did Joachim realize that he had said too much. St. Bartholomew's Church, he said. Bartholomew went all the way to India and told the people there about Jesus, but the church is in Germany, in Paderborn, or something like that. Mama and Papa looked at each other. I'll check in the encyclopedia, said Papa. Then we'll find out. When he came back, he looked as if he had met an angel or two on the landing. He's right. The town's called Paderborn, and there really is an old St. Bartholomew's church there. They were staring at Joachim just as they had done the time he ate nearly all the Christmas cookies the day before Christmas Eve. Papa took the magic advent calendar down from the wall and inspected it on both sides. Then he hung it up again. And how did you hear about Bartholomew? Asked Papa. Or about Paderborn, for that matter. At school, said Joachim. Is that the truth? Either you were allowed to tell lies about Christmas present, or you weren't. Yes, whispered Joachim. But then it was so late that there was no more time to discuss Bartholomew, Imperial or Paderborn. Neither Mama nor Papa had time to make their sandwiches for lunch. Joachim's most important victory that morning was that he managed to hide the thin piece of paper in his secret box before he ran off to school. He hid the key in the bookshelf. When he came home from school, Mama was there. She had opened his secret box. She had opened his secret box. Mama had done something she had promised she would never do. She had broken a solemn promise. She had done something that was just as bad as opening other people's letters. On the dining table lay the 10 sheets of thin paper that Joachim had found in the magic advent calendar. He was furious. He was so angry with Mama that he felt like hitting her. You promised me that the secret box was mine, that you'd never open it, he said. So you tell lies, and you steal too. When Papa came home, he had talked to Mama on the phone. It was he who said that she should find the key and open the secret box. They had to find out how Joachim knew so many strange names and used so many grown-up words. Joachim said they shouldn't have been allowed to have children. People who tell lies to the children might suddenly hit them as well, he said. And that was against the law. They could at least have waited until he came home from school and asked if they could open his box. Finally, he managed to say that he had hidden all the mysterious scraps of paper because he wanted to wrap them up and give them to Mama and Papa for Christmas. He said he'd thrown away the magic calendar. Then he began to cry. He ran into his room and slammed the door as hard as he could. He was never going to forgive them. He would never listen to them again, either. He would never believe anything they said. Never! Joachim sat on his bed and looked up at the magic advent calendar. But his eyes were so full of tears that the colours slid into one another, and he could not pick out the angels from the shepherds in the fields. Everything was ruined. The advent calendar had become ordinary, like every other advent calendar. It wasn't the least bit magical anymore. After a long time, something began to sing in his ears. And the song he heard was, Sabeth Tebas, Sabeth Tebas, Sabeth Tebas. It was such a mysterious song that I began to realize that it didn't make any difference whether Mama and Papa knew about the scraps of paper in the advent calendar. Perhaps the magic advent calendar was so full of secrets that there would be enough for the whole family. He had still not told them that he had met John. That was something he was going to keep to himself. There was a knock on the door. Joachim didn't answer, but after a while, Papa opened the door cautiously. It's true. We did something stupid, he said. Then Mama came up. Can you forgive us? She said. Joachim stared at the floor. Maybe. Nobody said anything. Did you read what was on the papers? Asked Joachim. I suppose I did, Mama said. But you see, I don't know which piece of paper came out of the calendar first. Maybe you could show us? Maybe you'd read it to Papa? Joachim considered carefully. Well, all right. In a way, he was a little relieved. From now on, he had no need to hide anything. Besides, he would be able to ask Mom and Papa if he read something he didn't understand. From now on, the magic advent calendar would be the whole family's advent calendar. And that's that. And man, I was so mad. I was like, you can't. You promised. As I said, I was fuming. But yeah, anyway. That ends chapter 10. And now, the whole family knows about it. So no more Christmas present from Mama and Papa. No, but probably it was fine. I mean, I can understand. But at the same time, I'm like, But anyway, done is done. And now they know. And as Joachim said, maybe it was for the best. Now we could actually ask if it was something he didn't understand. So Joachim is probably a better person than I am. Thank you for listening. And I love you all. Bye.